both players realise it's a big match. Of course, Peter, well, he has more respect for Ronnie than most people.
One.
And maybe just in the early stages, the occasion just become a little bit more important than the match. It can happen till both players relax. It'll be a big ask to, well, the thought of winning the frame at this visit, I wouldn't think has really entered Peter's head at the moment. He'll be more interested in trying to close the gap points-wise. Still 26 points in arrears.
Four.
Well, I think Peter might have played to nudge that red out that's on the cushion, because the way he played the shot, he hasn't played to get round on the black. I think with the blue situated as it was, let's have a look. He tried to screw this with side. Yeah, he tried to flick that red out because he knew he was guaranteed position and missed the cannon. And well, if he had to hit it a little bit harder, he'd have finished on the black, but he certainly didn't play around for the black.
No. Yellow ball.
See where he's striking the cue ball, plain ball there, right in the middle. But that was an edgy one. He seemed to just move the cue to the side slightly there after he delivered it. Let's have a look at this. He's delivered the cue. And that was just a little bit of a jabby one, as we say.
Yeah, and just didn't find the centre of the cue ball, as you say, Dennis. He was addressing the cue ball in the middle. No attempt at the pot. And it's a good safety shot now. I think he's snookered Peter on the 4 remaining reds. 25-point lead. Advantage O'Sullivan.
The only red he could possibly land on would be the one that's nearest the cushion. But even then, he might not get it safe. So he's got big problems here, Peter Ebden.
I suppose if you're hoping to get some advantage out of this, play the one just below the pink, hit it dead weight. You could get a snooker behind the pink, but you'd have to hit it absolutely inch perfect. Is it worth the risk? Because this is where the miss rule really can come into play, can't it? If you're trying to play a delicate shot.
Don't blame him for thinking about this one for over a minute. As John mentioned, this is so delicate. He'd have to be absolutely spot on with this one. That's a pretty good effort. Is it going to reach? It did reach. And it's not touching, which would have been a big advantage to Ronnie. He can still maybe get back behind the black. I don't think he can get in behind the yellow. He could, but he's hit it too hard. But it's not bad. Peter can't roll in behind the pink here. Hasn't got the angle to do that. Well, I say he hasn't. Can he manage that? He could. Well, I thought he'd covered half of that red. But that was a good long pot that Ronnie pulled out. Initially, I thought it was difficult to get in behind the pink. And with these matches at the Crucible, you always play them in little mini sessions, 4 frames, and your target is to try and win them 3-1. Most players approach it that way.
So just the blue and one more red. Well, let me put it this way. The colour, one more red and another colour, and you wouldn't think Peter Ebdon would bother coming back to the table. And that's what you want to do, really. I see so many times people on the, what we call the ball that would stop your opponent playing for snookers, and they just casually play it. I see it so many times.
11.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. This green to go 39 points in front with 35 remaining. Now what Ronnie should do here, and I think he will do as well, just roll this red in, no heroics.
14. 15.
And that will make certain that he's won the frame. So it's going to be 3-1 at the mid-session interval. Not been the classic match that we expected, but it's bubbling up nicely.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 15.
And but for 4 snookers, Ronnie O'Sullivan will be 3-1 in front. But Peter, well, he's quite entitled to carry on, but he's big odds against.
Probably the way the colours are situated, he feels he can get snookers. Brown and blue are not too badly placed. And as you say, John, it has happened before when a player's needed 4 snookers, but not very often. Well, there's one of them. We say he needs 4 snookers. That's if the player doesn't escape from them. In theory, you probably need 9 or 10 snookers because he's going to escape from a majority of them. Watch the cue ball. Well, he didn't get the side on it. He tried to spin that with loads of side in behind the blue. Ronnie might just play it to get him behind the blue here. Just a little bit too thick a contact to get in behind the blue, as I mentioned.
Well, good shot. Good tap on the table from Ronnie. And tough to hit this. Green being in the middle of the table, lots of room to go around it. Beautifully played. Couldn't have hit it better. Well, Peter, you're going to have to make him a bit tougher than that.
What's something like this, John? Is that a bit tougher?
Yes, that's a bit tougher. And particularly with it going near the black, there's always a case of a possible free ball.
Surely he hasn't hit the green.
He nearly did, didn't he? But it was a 7-point penalty.
Oh, that was close. Let's have another look at this.
I thought he hit the black.
It was, yeah, he's put it up.
He did. He called the foul.
He pushed the black.
He did hit the black, yeah. Well done, referee.
Yeah, so now only 2 snookers needed.
It just shows you the reason he's carried on. And if the blue hadn't have been in that position, I don't think he would have carried on. Watch this shot here. What's he going to play here? He's going to try and then get the snooker.
3.
Well, I would have been tempted to keep the green on the table there.
I'm like you, I like to keep as many balls on the table as you can because you've got more to snooker behind. Well, he's got the snooker. It was just basically like playing a safety shot because this is very easy to hit, of course. May even get a snooker back here. Well, I'm not hitting it like that, but easy, as I say, easy to hit.
Oh, he didn't want to push the pink there. The pink's in a better position now for Peter Ebdon. Much better to get snookers behind than sitting on its own spot. Can't really play a good snooker from this position. Almost sneaked it in behind the pink. I think Ronnie would like to see this brown disappear pretty rapidly.
Well, I think when it does, that will be end of frame. And that's end of frame. Don't think Peter Ebdon can continue anymore. So as I say, it's not been vintage, but you know when you get Ronnie and Peter Ebdon at the table that you're going to have all kinds of unusual things happening, and 2 great match players, and I think we're in for a great match. Doesn't matter about the in-off. That's enough for Peter Ebdon. He's got his bit of equipment together. So the first mid-session interval, 4 frames. Could have gone either way, really. But Ronnie will be pleased. He leads 3-1.